Assalamualaikum, good morning. Are you listening, me students? Please reply. Hurry up so that I can start my today's lecture. Okay, very nice, Nabil. I'm just waiting for some other students to join me, and after that I will start my today's lecture. Very good, Shifa. Now, uh, you know that we have again started the online classes because your examinations have been postponed for a longer period of time, and because of that we want to give you the reviews of some of the topics so that if you have got any confusions they will be solved. We have started with the translations. We have done the part 1 of the translation yesterday about the tenses, like how do you identify different tenses from Urdu sentences and how you translate them. Now I'm going to start part 2 of translations today. This is English language lecture. I'm Mrs. Afshin Imran. This is lecture number 64. We are going to discuss the part 2 of translations. Now there are some words which we use in translation. Okay. So I'm starting from the use of is, am, and are. Now remember that we are discussing the use of is, am, are as a main verb. If you remember that these are the helping verbs for present continuous tense. But now I am discussing them as a main verb. Okay, it means there is no other verb present in the sentence. These are used as main verbs here. These are used to express the present time. Present time means the time which is going on now. And these are used with different subjects. Am is used with the I, are is used with they, you, and we, and is used with the third person, he and she. Now, another use of was and were. Was and were are used in past continuous tense as a helping verb, but we are discussing them here as a main verb. These are used as main verb, and these are used to express the past time. Past time means the time which has already been gone. Now these are the two main verbs, was and were, and was is used with I, he and she. Were is used with we, you and they. Okay. Now I'm showing you some of the Urdu sentences and their English translations here, so that you can easily understand how they are representing the present time and the past time. Present time means when the in Urdu sentence ends with hai, hai, okay, whom. But when the Urdu sentence ends with tha, thi, the, it represents the past time. It means when we are heading, we are having hai, who, we use the present forms of main verb. That means is, am, and are. And when we are having tha, thi, the in the Urdu sentences, we use was and were as a main verb. Okay. Now I am reading some of the sentences here. You can read them all, but I am reading some of them. अहमद के वालिद दुकानदार हैं. Now this is the sentence is ending with हैं. It means it is showing the present time. Ahmad ke walid, it means the father of Ahmad, or you can say Ahmad's father. Dukandar, shopkeeper. So what will be the sentence? Ahmad's father is a shopkeeper. Shopkeeper, there must be a hyphen in between it with the full stop at the end. Now here you can see Ahmad's. Here I have placed the apostrophe here. It means here this apostrophe shows the belonging. Ahmad ke walid. Okay, is a shopkeeper because it is a singular noun or singular subject. So we have added is here. Okay, we have three options for showing the present time: is, am, and are. Now there is another sentence. मैं रेलवे पुलिस में सिपाही हूँ. सिपाही, constable. Railway police, it should be written as it is. I, मैं, the sentence starts with मैं. It means we change it. I am a constable in the railway police. Railway police, it is a proper noun. So it has been written with the capital R and capital P. You should be very careful about the punctuation. I have told you yesterday also that capitalization is also included in punctuation. So you should be very careful about the comma, full stop, apostrophe, exclamation mark, whatever is there. So you should be very careful about that. Now, I am reading some of the sentences which are showing the past time. वो बिल्कुल खैरियत से था. था, it is representing the past time and it is related to only one person. I have told you that where it is वो बिल्कुल खैरियत से था, it shows that there is a male person. So he was quite well. Well means खैरियत से. And you can see that the word बिल्कुल comes here, and because of that we have added quite here. Okay, this is the adverb. Quite is here adverb and well is adjective. I hope you know that adverb is also used with the adjective. Okay, and adverbs also qualify some of the adjective. तो तुम्हारे वालिदैन तुम पर मेहरबान थे. Your parents मेहरबान, kind. Your parents were kind to you. Full stop. Here P is written in capital form, but it can be written in smaller form also. Okay, both are correct. वो इस मामले में बिल्कुल लाचार थे. मामला, matter. लाचार, helpless. It means बेयारो मददगार. You can say in another word. Again, you can see the word bilkul is here. Bilkul means you have to add an adverb, quite. They were quite helpless in this matter. This is the English translation for the word is. Students, there is no need to write present in the chat box. I can see you. That you are present here. I will mark your attendance. Don't get worried. इस मामला, इस मामले में is translated in English into this. If it is written उस मामले में, then we can write that matter. I hope you are understanding the little differences between the words. Now I'm showing you some of the sentences, negative and interrogative sentences of is, am, are, and was and were. Okay. मैं कंजूस नहीं हूँ. It is showing the present time. I am not a miser. Miser means conjuice. Full stop. It means you have to increase your vocabulary to translate the words. तुम कसूरवार नहीं थे. This is also a negative sentence, but it is showing the past time. You were not at fault. It can be written in the way in Urdu. तुम गलती पर नहीं थे. तुम कसूरवार नहीं थे. Both are same. So we are writing in the English way. You were not at fault. Okay. Now some of the interrogative sentences I am reading here. You know that for negative sentences we have to add not after this main verb, is, am, are, or was, or were. But for interrogative sentences we use these Main verbs is am, are, was and were in the beginning with the question mark at the end. क्या तुम्हारा दोस्त मुजरिम नहीं है? It is an interrogative sentence. Is your friend not guilty? Guilty means mujrim or kusurwar, you can say. Is your friend not guilty? Question mark. क्या ये लड़के कल गैर हाजिर थे? गैर हाजिर means absent. कल means yesterday. This is the day before today. Were these boys absent yesterday? Question mark. ये लड़के, ये is translated into these. If sentences, क्या वो लड़के कल गैर हाजिर थे? The sentence become, were those boys absent yesterday? I hope you are understanding. I want to tell you the little differences between different words. Now I am showing you some rules for the translation in which you are using the word there. There means maha. There is used to express the presence or absence of something. Actually, it is telling us about presence or absence of something, that something, whether the something is present somewhere or not. Now remember that when we are using there, some helping verbs are used. Now two helping verbs which are showing the present time, is and are. These are showing the present time. And is used for the singular objects and are is used for the plural objects. Remember that. If there is a discussion of one thing, then we use is. And if we are writing about many things, then we use are. Similarly, for past time, for the representation of past time, we have two helping verbs here, was and were. Was for the singular object and were for the plural objects. I hope you all are understanding everything. Now I am showing you some of the sentences. You can see that I have here in this slide, some sentences are also written with it and some are written with there. So you can see the second sentence. I am reading some of them for you. मेरी घड़ी में 5 बजे हैं. Okay, it is a very important sentence. This kind of sentence comes in your examinations. So we start with it is. Hai is the word hai is representing the present time. So we are writing the helping verb is 5 o'clock. Now please see that how time has been written in the English sentence. It is 5 o'clock, O apostrophe clock, by my watch. Full stop. Remember by. The preposition by comes here before my watch. We are not writing in my watch because time has not seen inside the watch. बरसात का दिन है. It is a wet day. Wet day, wet means गीला, or it is showing the rainy day. हमारी जमात में 40 लड़के हैं. Now you can see that the presence has been shown here. So we start with there and has written here in the Urdu word. So we use the present time helping verbs. There are 40 boys. You can see the objects are many number 40. So we have written are here. There are 40 boys in our class. Full stop. इस किताब में तस्वीरें नहीं हैं. इस किताब, this book. Okay, तस्वीरें, pictures, and तस्वीरें means the object is more than one. So we are writing the helping verb are. There are no pictures in this book. उसमें कहीं गलती थी. There was some mistake in it. Okay, गलती, mistake, kahin, some. You should know how to translate the words and make the complete sentence. So that means you have to do word-to-word translation. After that, compile the words in the sentences. इस बेंच पर उसके लिए जगह नहीं थी, उसके लिए, इस बेंच पर उसके लिए जगह नहीं थी, या या यू कैन से दैट उस बेंच पर उसके लिए जगह नहीं थी. There was no room. Room is space. Room is a word used for space. There was no room for him on that bench. Full stop. Now I'm showing you some of the translation rules for some modal verbs can and could. Can is used to express the ability or power of doing a thing in the present time. Can is always used to show the ability or the power of doing anything, but in the present time. I can speak English, I can do my work easily, like that. But could, it is the another help, another model verb, which is actually the second form of can. Could is used to express ability or power of doing a thing in the past time. What is the difference? Both are showing the same thing, but can is used to show the ability in the present time. Could is used to show the ability in the past time. Now some of the Urdu sentences with their translations I'm showing here. वो इस मश्क को हल कर सकता है. हल करना, solve. Mashq, exercise. He can do this exercise. Full stop. He can do this exercise. Very easy. वो कर सकती है. Now है is showing the present time. So we have used the word can. Now the third sentence. तुम मेरे घर आ सकते थे. That means थे, आ सकते थे. It is showing that it is the past time. So we use the word could. You could come to my house. You could come to my house. Full stop. क्या तुम पढ़ और लिख सकते हो? Question mark. It is the interrogative sentence. So we start with the modal verb, that is can. Can you read and write? Question mark. क्या वो इस मामले में तुम्हारी मदद नहीं कर सकता था? That is the past time sentences because tha is here, but it is showing the interrogative sense. Nahi is also there. Could he not help you in this matter? Mamla, matter. Could he not help you in this matter? Question mark. I hope you are understanding, all of you. Now, some of the sentences of may and might. I'm showing you the rules. May for may and might. May is used to express ability or power of doing a thing in the present time. Same definition or same use of may and might like can and could. May is used to express the ability in the present time, and might is used to express the ability or power of doing a thing in the past time. Okay, may is the first form and might is the second form. So these are both of them are modal verbs, and may is used to show the abilities in the present time, and might is used to show the abilities in the past time. May is also used to seek permission, to ask permission for something. If you know, whenever you are in school and you want to go somewhere from your class, you are asking your teacher, may I go to somewhere? So this may is similar, same thing. May is also used to pray, dua karne ke liye. May you live long. Like imperative sentences or optative sentences, you know that they start with may with the end as the exclamation mark. So these are also used to pray. May you live long. May you get success in your examination. May you get all happiness in life. Like those sentences. Now, but here they are using, they may and might are used to show the abilities, and these are actually the abilities in which there is no confirmation. Okay, मुमकिन है कि वो वहां जाए. मुमकिन है कि वो वहां जाए, मुमकिन है, इट मीन्स देयर इज अ डाउट. ओके, सो वी राइट he may go there, he may go there. If I'm writing can shows the confirmations, वो वहां जा गया है, like this, या वो वहां जा सकता है. he may go there, मुमकिन है कि वो वहां जाए. मुमकिन है कि उन्हें गाड़ी ना मिले. गाड़ी मोस्टली इन उर्दू सेंटेंसेस, गाड़ी द वर्ड इज यूज्ड फॉर ट्रेन. ओके, सो व्हेन वी translate we mostly use the word train. They may not catch the train, गाड़ी ना मिले, गाड़ी ना पकड़े, same meaning, catch the train, they may not catch the train. उसने सख्त मेहनत की ताकि वो वजीफा हासिल कर सके. Okay, here you can see that सख्त मेहनत की, it means the time has gone, it means it is showing the past time, so we use the word might. He worked hard so that he might get a scholarship. Wazifa, in English we are using the word scholarship. You should know the meaning as well as the spelling. He worked hard, उसने सब मेहनत की ताकि वो वजीफा हासिल कर सके. It means the work has been done already, and because of that it is showing the past time. He worked hard so that he might get a scholarship, and when it is showing the past time we have used might here. क्या मैं अंदर आ सकता हूँ, या क्या मुझे अंदर आने की इजाजत है? May I come in, sir? You are doing or you are using this sentence mostly in your school. May I come in? Okay, so this may is used to ask the permission. Now there are some other words, some other modal verbs which are used in Urdu sentences to translate should. Should is a modal verb. Shall, should, will, would, these are also modal verbs. Should is used to express obligation. It means it is showing the duties, the responsibilities which must be fulfilled by somebody. Okay, so should is used to show the duty. Whenever you have got the sentences that हमें ये करना चाहिए, हमें ये नहीं करना चाहिए, the word चाहिए shows the obligations and the duty, and in those sentences you always use should. Okay, हमें बहुत ज्यादा नहीं खाना चाहिए. We should not eat too much. Too much, बहुत ज्यादा. We should not eat too much. तुम्हें सच बोलना चाहिए. You should speak the truth. If the sentence is तुम्हें हमेशा सच बोलना चाहिए, we can make it you should always speak the truth. हमें कभी झूठ नहीं बोलना चाहिए. We should never tell a lie. Okay, remember. हम always and never are actually antonyms, or you can say opposites. Always, हमेशा, never, कभी भी नहीं. Okay, these are the simple words you should know. हमें अपने बड़ों का कहना मानना चाहिए. कहना मानना, obey. To obey others. बड़े बड़े, elders. We should obey our elders. हमें अपने बड़ों की इज्जत करनी चाहिए. We should respect our elders. Remember, कहना मानना, obey, इज्जत करना, respect. You should be very careful when you are doing the translations. Now there is another sentence, another word which you are mostly using for translations. Use of let. Let is actually used to express suggestions. Suggestion dena. Okay. We start with let. Let us go for picnic. Let us go for a walk. Okay. Like these sentences. This is ideas or suggestions. Now I am showing you some of the sentences here in Urdu first, and after that I will translate it. उसे अंदर आने दो. Let him come in. Okay. These are also given used for suggestions as well as for permissions. Sometimes. मुझे ये काम करने दो. Let me do this work. उसे ये किताब मत पढ़ने दो. Let him not read this book. Here you can see mat. Mat means mat word is used in Urdu for the meaning of nahi. उसे ये किताब नहीं पढ़ने दो. उसे ये किताब मत पढ़ने दो. Let him not read this book. Okay. उन्हें धूप में मत बैठने दो. मत बैठना, नहीं बैठने दो. Do not let them sit in the sun. Okay, we can write with do not let, or we can write let him not. Okay, both are correct, but do not let is much better. Do not let them sit in the sun. Okay, I hope you have understood everything. I have discussed many things today about the different sentences we have done, like we have done the use of is, am, are, was, and were as a main verb. Then we have done some modal verbs, can, could, may, might. Then we have done two more words, should and let. I hope you have understood all of them. If you have got any questions, then you are allowed to ask. You can ask me questions. Um, During that time, I will mark your attendance. If you want to ask anything, because it is the end of my today's lecture, if you want to ask anything from the translations, or you can ask any other thing from any other topic, then you are allowed to ask here. Write in the chat box, then I will reply you. I'm waiting for your replies. Please hurry up if you want to ask anything, or if you want to ask me any questions. Okay, Nabil, have you understood everything? Actually, Nabil, for metric class, it is expected that after 15th of June, it uh, will be taken anytime after 15th of June. So you have to do the preparations. Okay, complete preparations should be done before 15th June. Okay. And I don't know about the practical examinations, that will be told by your teachers, because I don't know about practical examinations, but for theory examinations, the date might be after 15th June, any time. So you should be very much prepared, well prepared. I have discussed about the model paper of English yesterday, and because some of the students were not there yesterday, so I want to discuss it again today. That the question paper of your examination, board examination, will be of 75 marks. I hope you all have seen the model paper, but I'm discussing that 37 marks MCQs will come in the section A, and these 37 marks you can get all 37 if you prepared very much well from your literature book as well as from your language topics, all language topics, because anything will come from your book, literature book as well, and from your any language topic. So please read all lessons, all poems very carefully, because from anywhere the MCQs can come in your examinations. One more thing, I want to discuss about that. I will upload some of the MCQs in the form of assignments for your preparation. So please do attempt them in your literature or language journal, whatever the topic will be. Okay, I will upload some of the MCQs for literature as well, some of the MCQs for language as well. So please do attempt them for your practice. Now I want to tell you about section B then. Section B includes actually 3 questions, in which first question is of short question answers. You have to write 3, 4, 5, 6 lines for each of the question. And remember that don't write the whole stories or don't write the long answers, because these are the short answers will be required from your side. So please write to the point answers. Don't write so much in detail. And next question in section B will be of idioms. So please, whatever idioms you have done in your copies, in your book, learn all of them with the sentences, learn their meanings as well, so that if any of the sentence you have not learned, then you would be able to make the sentences at that time. Then there will be fill in the blanks. It will be the third question in section B, and fill in the blanks will mostly come from literature section. It means literature section, fill in the blanks and MCQs will come in 2 areas, in the form of MCQs and in the form of fill in the blanks. In MCQs, you know that options will be given to you, but in fill in the blanks, there will be no option. You have to directly fill it. Now, these 3 questions will be included in section B, and in section C, there will be 3 questions again. Okay. First question is of essay, and you all know that essay writing is very much important. Essay writing is very much important. You should know how to write an essay. You should make the paragraphs, you know that introduction, then body part, then conclusion. But remember that use the block pattern of writing the essay. It means you have don't leave any space for making the paragraph. Just change the line. And then next question will be of application and letter. There will be choice between application and letter. So please learn the format of writing the application and letter, so that you can select easily any one of them, and you could be able to do any one of them, whatever the topic is easier for you. Okay. And remember the steps of writing the applications as well as the steps of writing the letters. And letter may be of formal or informal, so you should practice for both of them, and do practice of all these topics in your rough notebooks. Select any topic and write application for that topic. Similarly, select any topic for writing the letter and do practice of writing that. And then the last question will be of translation, which we have discussed today and yesterday also. So there will be Urdu sentences, some easy, some difficult for you. If you have not practiced well, then it will be easier sentences, but there's a choice in all of them. So it will be very easy for you if you practiced very much harder. Okay. And there is a choice in translation sentences, there is a choice in idioms, there is a choice in short question answers, there is a choice between application and letter, there is a choice for selecting the topic for the essay. So a lot of choices are there. You should, yeah, you will easily attempt the paper. One more thing which I want to tell you, that for MCQs, all the language topics would come in MCQs, starting from the parts of speech till the narrations. Okay, conditional sentences, tenses, sentences, kinds of sentences, adjectives, adverbs, prepositions, articles, everything is included here in the MCQs except the translations. Okay, because translations can come in another form of separate question. Okay, so you should do the practice of everything. You should do the practice of kinds of sentences. It means you can change sentences, affirmative, negative, interrogative, Okay, similarly, you can do the practice of tenses, all 12 tenses, their negative forms, their interrogative forms, and then you have to do the practice of voices for interrogative, negative, and assertive forms or affirmative forms, you can say that, as well as the voices which start from with who, as well as the voices which are from imperative sentences. And then you have to do the practice of narrations. You know that there are many kinds of sentences we have done in narrations, so you should practice for all of them, and this will be very easy. And I want to tell you that when you are attempting the MCQs, you should be very careful. There's a lot of time, don't get hurry. um, Carefully attempt all MCQs because there will be only one chance. So carefully think about the options and then select the correct one. Okay, there is only one correct answer will be there, and other three options or two options will be wrong. So please be very careful in selecting the correct answer. Now, anything which you want to ask, because I have told you a lot of things here. If you have got any question, please ask me. If you want to revise any topic, then please tell me so that inshallah we will do revision of that topic also. I've selected some of the topics myself. Now, if you want to ask any of the topic to be revised, so please inform me. Okay, Hareem, very nice of you. You have given me the reply. Okay, other people, please tell me whatever you have understood or not. If you want to ask anything, I'm here to help you. Please tell me. If you have got any question, because only 2 or 3 minutes are left, so please ask me. We have the daily classes at 11 o'clock. You know that all 5 days, Monday to Friday. So be there on time every day. We will revise any of the topic. Okay. And I will give you the assignments also. These assignments are for your practice. So please do attempt them in your language or literature notebooks so that you will have some practice. Anything which you want to ask now? I hope I have told you many things in today's lectures. Now we have almost completed the review of translations. We will start with the new topic tomorrow, inshallah. I will upload the assignment after some time, and I will upload the video of this lecture also. I have also uploaded the video of yesterday's lecture. So please, if you have not understood any of the thing, go through that video and try to understand. Otherwise, you will have the option to ask me whether we will meet next time in the class. You can ask me any topic, any thing in the class during the online class about any topic. Okay, very nice, Shifa. Now I want to stop my lecture here, end my lecture here, because there is no time left. Okay, inshallah. Very much okay, Nabil Gurram. Okay. Now I want to stop here. Oh, it's okay, Nabil. It's okay, doesn't matter. Allah Hafiz. We will meet tomorrow, inshallah. Allah Hafiz.